Hello and welcome to this second look exploring session looking at The Woman in the Moon by John Lyly. It is a second look, which means we're going to be rattling through this at pace. We're not going to be reading any stage directions. There are some songs. We haven't really prepped any songs. Someone's prepped some song, but there may be some confusion when we hit songs. But we're just marking them that they exist and say individual actors may do something with that. This is one of the only Lyly play in verse. Normally it's all in prose. This one's in verse. Isn't that fun? And we're going to see how it all flows and bounces together. We're a lot of us gods. Several people are playing several gods almost simultaneously. I'm definitely playing two gods in pretty quick succession. So there may be a bit of confusion. If you want to know who everyone is, look in the show description. Otherwise, wave everyone because you're in the room and reading stuff. Otherwise, we're going to crack on and see how it all goes. So without further ado, we'll go over to the prologue to prologue away.
Our poet, slumbering in the muse's laps, hath seen a woman seated in the moon, a point beyond the ancient theoric. And as it was, so he presents his dream, here in the bounds of fair utopia, where the lovely nature, being only queen, bestows such workmanship on earthly mold that heavens themselves envy her glorious work. But all in vain, for, malice being spent, they yield themselves to follow nature's doom, and fair Pandora sits in Cynthia's orb. This, but the shadow of our author's dream, argues the substance to be near at hand, at whose appearance I most humbly crave, that in your forehead she may read content. If many faults escape her discourse, remember all is but a poet's dream, the first he had in Phoebus' holy bower, but not the last, unless the first displease.
Nature descends from far above the spheres to frolic here in fair utopia, where my chief works do flourish in their prime and wanton in their first simplicity. Here I survey the pictured firmament and hurtless flames in concave of the moon, the liquid substance of the welkin's waste, where moisture's treasury is clouded up, the mutual jointure of all the swelling seas, and all the creatures which their waves contain. Lastly, the rundle of the massive earth, from utmost face unto the centre's point. All these, and all their endless circumstance, here I survey, and glory in myself. But what means discord, so to knit the brows with sorrow's cloud eclipsing our delights?
It grieves my heart that still in every work my fellow concord frustrates my desire, when I, to perfect up some wondrous deed, do bring forth good and bad, or light and dark, pleasant and sad, moving and fixed things, frail and immortal, or like contraries. She, with her hand, unites them all in one, and so makes void the end of my attempt.
I tell thee, discord, while you twain attend on nature's train, your work must prove but one, and in yourselves, though you be different, yet in my service you must well agree, for nature works her will from contraries. But see where our utopian shepherds come.
Thou sovereign queen and author of the world, of all that was or is or shall be framed, to finish up the heap of thy great gifts, vouchsafe thy simple servants one request.
Stand up and tell the sum of your desire. The boon were great that nature would not grant. It ever was and shall be still my joy with wholesome gifts to bless my workmanship.
We crave, fair goddess, at thy heavenly hands to have, as every other creature hath, a sure and certain means among ourselves to propagate the issue of our kind. As it were comfort to our soul estate, so were it ease unto thy working hand. Each fish that swimmeth in the floating sea, each winged fowl that soareth in the air, and every beast that feedeth on the ground, have mates of pleasure to uphold their brood. But thy utopians, poor and simple men, as yet bewail their want of female sex.
A female shall you have, my lovely swains, like to yourselves, but of a purer mold. Meanwhile, go hence and tend your tender flocks, and when I send her, you will hold her dear. Now, virgins, put your hands to holy work, that we may frame new wonders to the world. When I arrayed this lifeless image thus, it was decreed in my deep providence to make it such as our utopians crave, a mirror of the earth and heaven's despite. The matter first, when it was void of form, was purest water, earth, and air and fire. And when I shaped it in a matchless mold, whereof the like was never seen before, it grew to this impression that you see, and wanteth nothing now but life and soul. But life and soul I shall inspire from heaven, so hold it fast, till with my quickening breath I kindle inward seeds of sense and mind. Now fire be turned to choler, air to blood, water to humor purer than itself, the earth to flesh more clear than crystal rock, and discord stand aloof, that concord's hands may join the spirit with the flesh in league.
Now do I feel how life and inward sense imparteth motion unto every limb.
Then let her stand, or move, or walk alone. Herein hath nature gone beyond itself, and heaven will grudge at beauty of the earth when it espies a second sun below.
Now every part performs her functions due, except the tongue, whose strings are yet untied.
Discord, unloose her tongue. Discord, unloose her tongue to serve her turn, for in distress that must be her defense. And from the root with many mischiefs will many mischiefs grow, if once she spot her state of innocence.
Hail, heavenly queen, the author of all good, whose will hath wrought in me the fruits of life, and filled me with an understanding soul to know the difference twixt good and bad.
I make thee for a solace unto men, and see thee follow our commanding will. Now art thou nature's glory and delight, compact of every healthy, heavenly excellence. Thou art endowed with Saturn's deep conceit, thy mind as hot as Jupiter's high thoughts, thy stomach lion-like like Mars's heart, thine eyes bright beam like Sol in his array, thy cheeks more fair than our fair Venus' cheeks, thy tongue more eloquent than Mercury's, thy forehead whiter than the silver moon's. Thus have I robbed the planets for thy sake. Besides all this, thou hast proud Juno's arm, Aurora's hands, and lovely Thetis' foot. Use all these well, and nature is thy friend, but use them ill, and nature is thy foe. Now that thy name may suit thy qualities, I give to thee Pandora as thy name.
What creature have we here? A new-found god? A second man? Less perfect than the first.
A woman this, forsooth, but made in haste to rob us planets of our ornaments.
This the saint that steals my Juno's arms?
Mine eyes, then govern thou my daylight car.
My cheeks, then Cupid be at thy command.
My tongue, thou pretty parrot, speak a while.
My forehead, then fair Cynthia, shine by night.
What foul contempt is this you planets use against the glory of my words and work? It was my will, and that shall stand for law. And she is framed to darken all your prides. Ordain not I your motions and yourselves, and are not you, and dare you cheek the author of your lives? Were not your lights contrived in nature's shop? But I have means to end what I begun, and make death triumph in your lives' decay, if thus you cross the mead of my deserts. Be sure I will dissolve your harmony when once you touch the fixed period. Meanwhile, I leave my worthy workmanship here to obscure the pride of your disdain.
Then In revenge of nature and her work, let us conclude to show our empery and bend our forces against this earthly star. Each one in course shall signalize a while, that she may feel the influence of her beams, and rue that she was formed in our despite. My turn is first, and Saturn will begin.
And I'll begin where Saturn makes an end. And when I end, then Mars shall tyrannize. And after Mars, then Sol shall marshal her. And after Sol, each other in his course. Come, let us go, that Saturn may begin.
I shall instill such melancholy mood as by corrupting of her purest blood shall first with sullen sorrows cloud her brain, and then surround her heart with froward care. She shall be sick with passions of the heart, self-willed and tongue-tied, but full fraught with tears.
Gracious Pandora, nature, thy good friend, have sent Gurnophilus to wait on thee. For honours due that appertains her will, and for the graces of thy lovely self, Gurnophilus will serve in humble sort, and is resolved to live and die with thee.
If nature willed, then do attend on me. But little service have I to command. If I myself might choose my kind of life, no thou nor any else should stay with me. I find myself unfit for company.
How so, fair mistress, in your flowering youth, when pleasure's joy should sit in every thought?
Avaunced, sauce, play you the questioner? What's that to thee, if I be sick or sad? Either demean thyself in better sort, or get thee hence and serve some other where.
A sour beginning, but no remedy. Nature hath bound me, and I must obey. I see that servants must have merchants' ears to bear the blast and brunt of every wind.
What throbs are these that labour in my breast? What swelling clouds that overcast my brain? I burst, unless by tears they turn to rain. I grudge and grieve, but know not well whereat, and rather choose to weep than speak my mind, for fretful sorrow captivates my tongue.
See where she sits, in whom we must delight. Beware, she sleeps. No noise for waking her.
Asleep? Why, see how her alluring eyes with open looks do glance on every side.
Oh, eyes more fair than is the morning star.
Nature herself is not so lovely fair.
Let us with reverence kiss her lily hands, and by deserts and service with her love. Sweet dame, if Stesius may content thine eye, command my neat, my flock, and tender kids, whereof great store do overspread our plains. Grant me, sweet mistress, but to kiss thy hand.
Oh, Stesius, no, Learchus is the man. Thou mirror of Dame Nature's cunning work, let me but hold thee by that sacred hand, and I shall make thee our utopian queen. Set a gilded chaplet on thy head, that nymphs and satyrs may admire thy pomp.
These twain and I have fortunes all alike.
Sweet nature's pride, let me but see thy hand, and servant-like shall Melos wait on thee, and bear thy train. As in the glorious heavens Perseus supports his love Andromeda, whose 30 years, whether they rise or fall, he falls or riseth hanging at her heels.
Oh, then to bless the love of Iphides, whose heart doth hold thee dearer than himself, do but behold me with a loving look, and I will lead thee in our solemn dance, teaching thee tunes and pleasant lays of love.
No kiss, nor touch, nor friendly look. What churlish influence deprives her mind? For nature said that she was innocent and full fraught with virtuous qualities. But speak, sweet love, thou canst not speak but well.
Oh, she is not tongue-tied, that I know by proof.
Speak once, Pandora, to thy loving friends.
Knaves, what mean you thus to trouble me?
She spake to you, my masters, I am none of your company.
Alas, she weeping sounds. Gunophilus, oh, help to rear thy mistress from the ground.
Oh, this is the very passion of the heart, and melancholy is the ground thereof.
Oh, then, to sift that humour from her heart, let us with roundelays delight her ear. For how I have heard that music is a mean to calm the rage of melancholy mood. I know it's true. It's all because of you. And if I make it through, it's all because of you.
Songs, what pipes and fiddling have we here? Will you not suffer me to take my rest?
What shall we do to vanquish her disease? The death of that were life to our desires. But let us go. We must not leave her thus.
Saturn hath laid foundation to the rest, whereon to build the ruin of this dame, and spot her innocence with vicious thoughts. My turn is past, and Jupiter is next.
Agio principum sunt est Jovis omnia plena. Now Jupiter shall rule Pandora's thoughts and fill her with ambition and disdain. I will enforce my influence to the worst, lest other planets blame my regiment.
Though rancor now be rooted from my heart, I feel it burdened in another sort. By day I think of nothing but of rule. By night my dreams are all of empery. Mine ears delight to hear of sovereignty. My tongue desire to speak of princely sway. My eye would every object were a crown.
Danae was fair, and Leda pleased me well. Lovely Callisto set my heart on fire, and in mine eye Europa was a gem. But in the beauty of this paragon, Dame Nature hath gone beyond herself, and in this one are all my loves contained. And come what can, Jupiter shall prove, if fair Pandora will accept his love. First, I must discuss this heavenly cloud that hides me from the sight of mortal eyes. Behold, Pandora, where thy lover sits, high Jove himself, who, ravished with thy blaze, receives more influence than he pours on thee, and humbly sues for succour at thy hands.
Why? What art thou more than Utopian swains?
The king of gods, one of immortal race, and he that with a beck controls the heavens.
Why then Pandora doth exceed the heavens, who neither fears nor loveth Jupiter.
Thy beauty will excuse whate'er thou say, and in thy looks thy words are privileged. But if Pandora did conceive those gifts that Jove can give, she would esteem his love. I can make thee empress of the world, and seat thee in the glorious firmament.
The words of empress and of firmament more please mine ears than Jupiter mine eyes. Yet if thy love be like to thy protest, give me thy golden sceptre in my hand, but not as purchase of my precious love, for that is more than heaven itself is worth.
There, hold the sceptre of eternal Jove, but let not majesty increase thy pride.
What like I now but an imperial throne and Ariadne's starlight diadem?
Have we lost our Juno?
Oh. False, perjured Jupiter, and full of guile, are these the fruits of thy new government? Is Juno's beauty and thy wedlock vow, and all my kindness trodden under foot? Was not to fancy such a trull, but thou must yield thy sceptre to her hand? I thought that Ganymede had weaned thy heart from lawless lust of any woman's love. But well I see that every time thou strayest, thy lust but looks for strumpet stars below.
Why, no, Pandora scorns both Jove and thee, and there she lays his sceptre on the ground.
This shall with me to our celestial court, where gods, fond Jupiter, shall see thy shame, and laugh at love for tainting majesty. And when you please, you will repair to us. But as for thee, thou shameless counterfeit, thy pride shall quickly lose her painted plumes, and feel the heavy weight of Juno's wrath.
Let Juno fret and move the powers of heaven, yet in herself Pandora stands secure. Am I not nature's darling and her pride? Hath she not spent her treasure all on me?
Yet be thou wise, I counsel thee for love, and fear displeasure of the goddess, and
I tell thee, Jupiter, Pandora's worth is far exceeding all your goddesses, and since with her thou dost obscure my praise, here, to be short, I do abjure thy love.
I may not blame thee, for my theme's a cause of all this insolence and proud disdain. But to prevent a second raging storm, if jealous Juno should perchance return, here ends my love. Pandora, now farewell.
And art thou clouded up? Fair as thou list, Pandora's heart shall never stoop to Jove. Ganophilus, base vassal as thou art, how haps when Juno was in presence here, thou didst not honour me with kneel and crouch, and lay thy hands under my precious foot to make her know the height of my desert? Oh, base peasant, humbly watch my stately looks, and yield applause to every word I speak, or from my service I'll discard thee quite.
And for the viewers at home who may be confused, I am now handing over to Keith to continue that role I was playing earlier.
Fair and dread sovereign, lady of the world, even when jealous Juno was in place, as I beheld the glory of thy face, my feeble eyes, admiring majesty, did sink into my heart such holy fear, that very fear, amazing every sense, withheld my tongue from saying what I would, and freezed my joints from bowing when they should.
Ay, now, Ganophilus, thou pleasest me. These words and curses prove thee dutiful.
Now, Stesias, speak.
Learchus, plead for love.
Now, Cyprian queen, guider of loving thoughts, help Iphicles.
Melos must speed or die!
Whither now, my masters, in such post-haste, her excellence is not at leisure now.
O sweet Ganophilus, further our attempts.
And we shall make thee rich with our rewards.
Stay here until I know her further pleasure. Stesias and his followers humbly crave access to your excellence.
Ay, now thou fittest my humour. Let them come.
Come on, masters.
Tell on, my dear. When comes that happy hour whereon my love shall guerdon my desire?
How long shall sorrow's winter pinch my heart, and lukewarm hopes be chilled with freezing fear, before my suit obtain thy sweet consent?
How long shall death, encroaching by delays, abridge the course of my decaying life, before Pandora love poor Iphicles?
How long shall cares cut off my flowering prime, before the harvest of my love be in?
Oh, speak, sweet love.
Some gentle words, sweet love.
Oh, let thy tongue first solve Learchus' wound, that first was made with those immortal eyes.
The only promise of thy future love will drown the secret heaps of my despair in endless ocean of expected joys.
Although my breast yet never harboured love, yet should my bounty free your servitude, if love might well consort our majesty, and not debase our matchless dignity.
Sweet honey words, but sauced with bitter gall.
They draw me on, and yet they put me back.
They hold me up, and yet they let me fall.
They give me life, and yet they let me die.
But as thou wilt, so give me sweet or sour, for in thy pleasure must be my content.
Whether thou draw me on or put me back, I must admire thy beauty's wilderness.
And as thou wilt, so let me stand or fall. Love hath decreed thy word must govern me.
And as thou wilt, so let me live or die. In life or death I must obey thy will.
I please myself in your humility, yet will I make some trial of your faith before I stoop to favour your complaints. For wot you well, Pandora knows her worth. He that will purchase things of greatest prize must conquer by his deeds and not by words. Go then, all four, and slay the savage boar, which, raving up and down with ceaseless rage, destroys the fruit of our utopian field, and he that first presents me with his head shall wear my glove in favour of the deed.
We go, Pandora!
Oh, nay, we run!
We fly.
Thus must Pandora exercise these swains, commanding them to dangerous exploits, and, were they kings, my beauty should command. Saraganophilus, bear up my train.
Mars comes. Yeah. Wait, here we go. Change pages unduly. Sorry, Robert. Can you carry on with it? I've changed pages and lost it.
Yes, I can. Mars comes, entreated by the Queen of Heaven to summon Jove from this his regiment. Such jealous humour crowneth in her brain that she is mad till he return from hence. Now, sovereign Jove, king of immortal kings, thy lovely Juno long have looked for thee, until thou come, thinks every hour a year.
And Jove will go the sooner to assuage her frantic, idle, and suspicious thoughts. For well I know Pandora troubles her, nor will she calm the tempest of her mind, till with a whirlwind of outrageous words she beat mine ears and wept cursed heart away. Yet will I go, for words are but a blast, and sunshine will ensue when storms are past.
Now bloody Mars begins to play his part. I'll work such war within Pandora's breast, and somewhat more for Juno's fair request, that after all her churlishness and pride, she shall become a vixen martialist.
Here, let us stay till fair Pandora come, and then shall Stasius have his due reward.
And why not, if it pleases as well as you?
The prize is mine. My sword cut off his head.
Yeah, but first my spear did wound him to the death.
He fell not down until I had gored his side.
Continue all. Learchus did the deed, and I will make it good whoe'er says nay.
Melos will die before he lose his right.
Nay, then, 'tis time to snatch. The head is mine!
Lay down, or I shall lay thee on the earth.
I so fair and far off for fear of hurt. See how the cowards counterfeit the fray. Strike home, you dastard swains, strike home, I say. Fight you in jest? Let me bestir me then, and see if I can cudgel you all four.
What, is my mistress mankind on the sudden?
That's why strikes Pandora her best friends.
My friends? Base peasants. My friends would fight like men. Avon, or I shall lay you all for dead.
See, cruel fair, how thou hast wronged thy friend, to spill his blood that kept it but for thee. There's my desert, and here is my reward. I dare not say of an ingrateful mind, but if Pandora had been well advised, this dare I say, that Stasius had been spared.
Begone, I say, before I strike again.
Oh, stay, sweet mistress, and be satisfied.
Base vassal, how darest thou presume to speak? Wilt thou encounter any deed of mine? How long have you been made a counsellor?
Here, strike thy fill, make lavish of my life, that in my death my love may find relief. Lance up my side, that when my heart leaps out, thou mayst behold how it is scorched with love, and every way cross-wounded with desire. There shalt thou read my passions deep engraven, and in thy midst only Pandora's name.
What? Tell'st thou me of love and fancy's fire? Fire of debate is kindled in my heart, and were it not that thou art all unarmed, be sure I should make trial of thy strength. But now the death of some fierce savage beast in blood shall end my furious tragedy, for fight I must, or else my gall will burst.
Ah, ruthless heart, harder than adamant, whose ears are deaf against affection's plaints, and eyes are blind when sorrow sheds her tears. Neither contented that I live nor die, but fondling as I am, why grieve I thus? Is not Pandora mistress of my life? Yes, yes. And every act of hers is just. Her hardest words are but a gentle wind. Her greatest wound is but a pleasing harm. Death at her hands is but a second life.
Mars hath enforced Pandora against her kind, to manage arms and quarrel with her friends, and thus I leave her, all incensed with ire. Let Sol cool that which I have set on fire.
In looking down upon this baser world, I long have seen and rued Pandora's harms. But as myself by nature am inclined, so shall she now become gentle and kind, abandoning all rancor, pride, and rage, and changing from a lion to a lamb. She shall be loving, liberal, and chaste, discreet and patient, merciful and mild, inspired with poetry and prophecy, and virtues appertaining womanhood.
Tell me, Ganophilus, how doth Stesius now? How fares he with his wound? Unhappy me, that so unkindly hurt so kind a friend. But, Stesius, if thou pardon what is past, I shall reward thy sufferance with love. These eyes that were like two malignant stars shall yield their comfort with their sweet aspect, and these my lips that did blaspheme thy love shall speak thee fair and bless thee with a kiss, and these my hand that hurt thy tender side shall first with herbs recure the wounded maid, then plight my faith to thee in recompense. And thou, Ganophilus, I pray thee pardon me, that I misdid thee in my witless rage. As time shall yield occasion, be thou sure I will not fail to make thee some amends.
I so content me in this pleasant calm that former storms are utterly forgot.
We follow still in hope of grace to come.
Sweet Pandora, deign our humble sweets.
Grant me love or wound me to the death.
Stand up. Pandora is no longer proud, but shames that folly of her former deeds. But why stands Theseus like a man dismayed? Draw near, I say, and thou, with all the rest, forgive the rigour of Pandora's hand, and quite forget the faults of my disdain. Now is the time, if you consent all four, wherein I'll make amends for old offence. One of you four shall he my wedlock make, and all the rest will my well-beloved friends. But vow you here in presence of the gods, that when I choose, my choice shall please you all.
And make I vow, by Pallas' shepherd queen, that I, Stesius, will allow Pandora's choice. But if he speed that less deserves than I'll rather die than grudge or make complaint.
I swear the like, by all our country gods.
And I, by Diane's holy head.
And I by Ceres and her sacred nymphs.
Then love and Hymen bless me in my choice. You all are young and all are lovely fair, all kind and courteous and of sweet demean, all right and valiant, all in flowering prime. But since you grant my will his liberty, come, Theseus, take Pandora's by the hand, and with my hand I plight my spotless faith.
The word hath almost slain me with delight.
A word with sorrow killeth me outright.
Happy Theseus, but unhappy me.
Come, let us go and weep our want elsewhere. Theseus hath got Pandora from us all.
Their sad depart would make my heart to yearn, were not the joys that I conceive in thee. Go, Ganophilus, without delay, gather me balm and cooling violets, and of our holy herb Nicotian, and bring withal pure honey from the hive, that I may here compound a wholesome salve to heal the wound of my unhappy hand.
I go.
Blessed be the hand that made so happy wound, for in my sufferance have I won thy love, and blessed thou that having tried my faith, hast given admittance to my heart's desert. Now all is well, and all my hurt is whole, and I am paradise of my delight. Come, lovely spouse, let us go walk the woods, where warbling birds record our happiness, and whistling leaves make music to our mirth, and Flora strews her bower to welcome thee.
But first, sweet husband, be thou ruled by me. Go make provision for some holy rites, that zeal may prosper our new joined love, and by myself will follow thee.
Stay not, my dear, for in thy looks I live.
I feel myself inspired, but what not how, nor what it is, unless some holy power. My heart foretells me many things to come, and I am full of unacquainted skill, yet such as will not issue from my tongue, but like Sibylla's golden prophecies, affecting rather to be clad in verse, the certain badge of great Apollo's gift, than to be spread and soiled in vulgar words, and now to ease the burden of my bulk, like Sibyl does Pandora, must begin.
Come, my Pandora, Statius stays for thee.
Peace, men, with reverence hear and note my words, for from Pandora speaks the laureate god. Utopia Statius phonicity solvit amorem, numina coelerum dam pia praesipiunt. And backward thus the same, but double sense, praesipiunt pia dum coelerum numina amorem, soluit phonetici Statius utopice.
Utopia Statius Phoenici servit amorem, numina coelerum dum pia praesipiunt. Praesipiunt pia dum coelerum numina amorem, soluit Phoenici Statius utopice. If solvere amorem signify to love, then means this prophecy good to Statius. But if it signify to withdraw love, then is it ill abodement to us both? But speak, Pandora, while the god inspires.
Idalis prior hic pueris est, e choris alti, pulchrior ec nymphis et prior aonis, and backward thus, but still one in sense, aonis prior et nymphis ec pulchrori alti, e quoris est, pueris hi prior idalis.
Idalis prior hic pueris est, e quoris alti pulchriori ec nymphis e prior aonis. Aonis prior e nymphis hec pulchrior alti e quoris est, pueris hi prior idalis. Forward and back, these are also alike, and since all one, the pointings only changed. They but import Pandora's praise and mine.
Even now beginneth my fury to retire, and now with Statius hence will I retire.
Phoebus, away, thou mak'st her too precise. I'd have her witty, quick, and amorous, delight in revels and in banqueting, wanton discourses, music, and merry songs.
Right, Cyprian queen, entreat Pandora fair. For though at first Phoebus envied her looks, yet now doth he admire her glorious hue, and swears that neither Daphne in the spring, nor glistening Thetis in her orient robe, nor shamefast morning girt in silver clouds, are half so lovely as this earthly saint.
And being so fair, my beams shall make her light, for levity is beauty's waiting maid.
Make chastity Pandora's waiting maid, for modest thoughts beseem a woman best.
Away with chastity and modest thoughts. Quo mihi fortuna si non conceditur uti? Is she not young? Then let her to the world. All those are strumpets that are overchaste, defying such as keep their company. 'Tis not the touching of a woman's hand, kissing her lips, hanging about her neck, a speaking look, no, nor a yielding word that men expect. Believe me, Sol, 'tis more, and were Mars here, he would protest as much.
But what is more than this is worse than naught. I dare not stay, lest she infect me too.
But is he gone? Then, light-foot joculus, set me Pandora in a dancing vein.
Fair mother, I will make Pandora blithe, and like a satyr hop upon these plains.
Go, Cupid, give her all the golden shafts, and she will take thee for a forester.
I will, and you shall see her straight in love.
Here, Venus, sit, and with thy influence govern Pandora, nature's miracle.
Be quiet. Wherefore should I dance?
Thus dance the satyrs on the even lawns.
Thus, pretty satyr, will Pandora dance.
And thus will Cupid make her melancholy.
Were I a man, I could love thee.
I am a maiden. Wilt thou have me?
But Stasius saith you are not.
What then? I cannot.
Nor I.
Nor I.
Then merely farewell, my maidenhead. These be all the tears I'll shed. Turn about and trip it.
Cupid and Joculus, come, leave her now.
Oh, the boys are gone, and I will follow them. I will not follow them. They are too young. What honey thoughts are in Pandora's brain? Hospiti est tepedo nescte recepta sue. Oh, I envy her. Why was not I so? And so will I be. What is Iphiclus? Melos? Lurcus? Any of the three? I cure the sick. I study poetry. I think of honour and of chastity. No, love is fitter than Pandora's thoughts. Yet not the love of Theseus alone. Lurcus is as fair as Theseus, and Melos lovelier than Lurcus far. What might I choose? I would have Iphiclus, and of them all Theseus deserve the least. Must I be tied to him? No, I'll be as loose as Helen, for I am as fair.
Mistress, here be the herbs for my master's wound.
Oh, pretty Ganophilus, give me the herbs. Where didst thou gather them, my lovely boy?
Upon Learchus' plain.
I fear me Cupid danced upon the plain. I see his arrowhead upon the leaves.
And I, his golden quiver and his bow.
Thus does dissemble, but I mean good sooth. These herbs have wrought some wondrous effect. Have they this virtue from thy lily hands? Let's see thy hands, my fair Ganophilus.
It may be they had, for I have not washed them this. For I have not washed them this many days.
Such slender fingers hath Jove's Ganymede. Ganophilus, I am love-sick for thee.
That I were worthy you should be sick for me.
Oh, I languish for thee. Therefore, be my love.
Better you languish than I be beaten. Pardon me, I dare not love because of my master.
I'll hide thee in a wood and keep thee close.
But what if he come a-hunting that way?
I say thou art a satyr of the woods.
Then I must have horns.
Aye, so thou shalt. I'll give thee Theseus horns.
Why, he hath none.
But he may have shortly.
Ye say true, and of that condition I'm yours.
I may not speak of love, for I have vowed ne'er to solicit her, but rest content, therefore only gaze to please yourselves, eyes. Let not my inward sense know what you see, lest that my fancy dote upon her still. Pandora is divine, but say not so, lest that thy heart hear thee and break in twain. I may not court her. What a hell is this?
Ganophilus, I'll have a banquet straight. Go thou provide it, and then meet me here.
I will, but by your leave I'll stay a while.
Happy are those that be Pandora's guests.
Oh, then happy is Learchus. He is my guest.
And greater joy do I conceive therein than Tantalus that feasted with the gods.
Mistress, the banquet?
What of the banquet?
You've bid nobody to it.
What's that to you? Go and prepare it.
And in the meantime, you'll be in love with him. I pray let me stay and bid him prepare the banquet.
Away, you peasant.
Now she begins to love me.
Learchus, had I marked this golden hair, I had not chosen Theseus for my love, but now...
A lovely Pandora, if a shepherd's tears may move thee unto ruth, pity my state. Make me thy love, though Theseus be thy choice, and I, instead of love, will honour thee.
Oh, had he not spoke, I should have courted him. Wilt thou not say Pandora is too light, if she take thee instead of Theseus?
Oh, rather I'd die than have such a thought.
Then, shepherd, this kiss shall be our nuptials.
This kiss have made me wealthier than Pan.
Then come again, now be as great as Jove.
Let Theseus never touch these lips again.
None but Learchus. Now, sweet love, begone, lest Theseus take thee in his amorous vein. But go no farther than thy bower, my love. I'll steal from Theseus and meet thee straight.
I will, Pandora, and against thou comest, strew all my bower with flags and water mints.
Husband? What a foolish word is that? Give me a lover. Let the husband go.
Iphicles, behold the heavenly nymph!
We may behold her, but she scorns our love.
Are these the shepherds that made love to me?
Yea, and the shepherds that yet love thee still.
Oh, that Pandora would regard my suit.
They look like water nymphs, but speak like men. Thou should be nature in a man's attire, and thou, young Ganymede, minion to Jove.
Then would I make a world and give it thee.
Then would I leave great Jove to follow thee.
Oh, Melos is loveliest, Melos is my love. Come hither, Melos, I must tell thee news tragical to thee and to thy flock. Melos, I love thee. Meet me in the vale. I saw him in the wolf's mouth, Melos, fly.
Oh, that so fair a lamb should be devoured. I'll go and rescue him.
Could Iphicles go from thee for a lamb? The wolf take all my flock, so I have thee. Will me to dive for pearl into the sea, to fetch the feathers of the Arabian bird, the golden apples from the Hesperian wood, the mermaid's glass, Flora's habiliment, so I may have Pandora for my love.
He that would do all this must love me well. And why should he love me and I not him? Wilt thou for my sake go into yon grove, and we will sing unto the wild bird's notes, and be as pleasant as the western wind that kisseth flowers and wantons with her leaves?
Will I? Oh, that Pandora would.
I will, and therefore follow Iphicles.
The base Learchus caught my heavenly love. Pardon me, Pan, if to revenge this deed I shed the blood of that dissembling swain, with jealous fire my heart begins to burn. Bring me where he is, Gynophilus, lest he entice Pandora from my bower.
I know not where he is, but here he'll be. I must provide the banquet and be gone.
What? With a shepherd's banquet with my wife? Light Pandora, can thou be thus false? Tell me, where's this wanton banquet kept, that I may hurl the dishes at their heads, mingle the wine with blood, and end the feast with tragic outcries, like the Theban lord where fair Hippodamia was espoused?
Here in this place, for so she pointed me.
Where might I hide me to behold the same?
Oh, in this cave, for over this they'll sit.
But then I shall not see them when they kiss.
Yet you may hear what they say. If they kiss, I'll holler.
But do thou. So then, my sweet Gynophilus, and as a strong wind bursting from the earth, so will I rise out from this hollow vault, making the wood shake with my furious words.
But if they come not at all, or when they come do use themselves honestly, then come not out, lest you, seeming jealous, make her overhate you.
Not for the world, unless I hear thee call, or else their wanton speech provoke me forth.
Well, in then. Were't not a pretty jest to bury him quick? I warrant it would be a good while ere she would scratch him out of his grave with her nails, and yet she might too, for she hath digged such faults in my face that ye may go from my chin to my eyebrows betwixt the skin and the flesh. Wonder not at it, good people. I can prove there hath been 2 or 3 merchants with me to hire rooms to lay in wine, but that they do not stand so conveniently as they would wish, for, indeed, they are every one too near my mouth, and I'm a great drinker. I had a quarter's rent beforehand. Well, be it known unto all men that I have done this to Cornute, my master. For yet I could never have had opportunity. You will little think my neck is grown awry with looking back, as I have been a kissing. For here he should come, and yet it is a fair example. Beware of kissing, brethren. Oh, what doth the cave open? Ere she and he have done, he'll pick the lock with his horn.
Now have I played with wanton Iphiclus, yea, and kept touch with Melos. Both are pleased. Now, were Learchus here, thus they, methinks, here is Ganophilus. I'll go with him.
Mistress, my master's in this cave, thinking to meet you and Learchus here.
What? Is he jealous? Come, Ganophilus, in spite of him, I'll kiss thee 20 times.
Oh, look how my lips quiver for fear.
Where is my husband? Speak, Ganophilus.
He's in the woods and will be here anon.
Ay, but he shall not. His fellow swains will meet me in this bower, who for his sake I mean to entertain. If he knew of it, he would meet them here. Whatsoe'er he be, safe may he be. Thus hold I up my hands to heaven for him. Thus weep high for my dear love, Theseus.
When will the shepherds come?
Immediately prepare the banquet straight. Meantime I'll pray that Theseus may be here. Bring Iphiclus and Melos with thee, and tell them of my husband. Descend it at Inferus.
You'll love them then?
No, only thee. Yet let them sit with me.
Content, so you but sit with them.
Why hath Pandora thus deluded me?
Iago, whist! My husband's in this cave, thinking to take us together here.
Shall I slay him, and enjoy thee still?
No, let him live, but had he Argo's eyes, he should not keep me from Learchus' love. Thus will I hang about Learchus' neck, and suck out happiness from forth his lips.
This shall be the heaven that I'll aim at.
Sic vos non vobis, sic vos non vobis.
What meanst thou by that?
Here's a comment upon my words.
Wherefore dost thou break the glass?
I'll answer it. Shall I provide a banquet and be cozened of the best dish? I hope, sir, you have said grace, and now may I fall to.
Away, base swain!
Sir, as base as I am, I'll go for current here.
What? Will Pandora be thus light?
You stand upon the weight. Well, if she were 20 years lighter, I would not refuse her. Sorry, if she were 20 grains lighter, I would not refuse her, provided always she be not clipped within the ring.
Ganophilus, thou art too malapert. Think nothing, for I cannot shift him off. Think nothing, for I cannot shift him off. Sarah, provide the banquet. You are best.
I will, and that incontinently, for indeed I cannot abstain.
Here, take thou Melos' favours, keep it close, for he and Iphiclus will straight be here. I love them not, they both importune me, yet must I make as if I love them both. Here they come. Welcome, Learchus, to Pandora's feast.
What makes Learchus here?
Wherefore should Melos banquet with my love?
My heart riseth against this Iphicles.
Melos, my love, sit down, sweet Iphiclus.
He daunts Learchus with a strange aspect.
I like not that she whispers unto him.
I warrant you,
Here's to the health of Theseus, my love. Would you were here to welcome you all three?
I will go seek him in the husky groves.
You lose your labour then, he's at his flock.
Aye, he weighs more his flock than me.
Weep not, Pandora, for he loves thee well.
And I love him.
But why is Melos sad?
For thee I am sad. Thou hast injured me.
Knows not Melus I love him?
Thou injurest me, and I will be revenged.
Oh, hath Iphiclus forgot my words?
If I should holler, they were all undone.
They both are jealous, yet mistrust me not.
Here, Melos.
I pledge thee, Iphicles.
Learchus, go, thou knowest my mind.
Shall I sit here thus to be made a stale? The Pandora means to follow me. Farewell this feast. My banquet comes not yet.
Let him go.
Pandora, go with me to Theseus.
No, rather go with me.
Away, base Iphicles.
Coward, hand off, or else I'll strike thee down.
My husband hears you. Will you strive for wine? Give us a fresh cup. I will have you, friends.
I defy thee, Iphicles.
I thee, Melos.
Both of them are drunk.
Is this thy love to me?
Nay, if you fall out, farewell. Now will I go to meet Learchus.
I see thee juggling. Thou shalt want thy will.
Follow me if thou darest, and fight it out.
If I dare, yes, I dare, and will come thou.
Holla! Holla!
Where's the villain that hath kissed my love?
Nobody, master.
Why strive they then?
'Twas for a cup of wine they were all drunk.
Whither is my wife gone?
To seek you.
Pandora, pardon me, thou art chaste. Thou madest me to suspect her. Take thou that.
Oi, master, I did goodwill to you.
And I beat thee for goodwill to her. What hast thou to do betwixt man and wife?
Not with the man, too little with the wife.
Empress of love, give Hermes leave to reign. My course comes next, therefore resign to me. I cannot hear Venus's words.
Ascend, thou winged pursuivant of love.
Now shall Pandora be no more in love, and all these swains that were her favourite shall understand their mistress have played false, and loathing her, blab all to Theseus. Now is Pandora in my regiment, and I will make her false and full of slights, thievish, lying, subtle, eloquent, for these alone belong to Mercury.
Unkind Pandora to delude me thus.
Kindly, Arcus, that I loved her thus.
Two foolish Melos that yet dotes on her.
Black be the ivory of her enticing face.
Dimmed be the sunshine of her ravishing eyes.
Fair may her face be, beautiful her eyes.
Iphicles, abjure her. She is false.
To thee, Learchus, and to Melos false.
Nay, to us all too false and full of guile.
How many thousand kisses gave she me, and every kiss mixed with an amorous glance?
How oft have I leaned on her silver breast, she singing on her lute, and Melos being the note.
Not waking, what sweet pastime have I had, for love is watchful and can never sleep.
But ere I slept,
When I had Liz.
What then?
Kaiatera quis nesit.
Melos prevents me, I should have said.
Blush, Iphicles, and in thy rosy cheeks let all the heat that feeds thy heart appear.
Bruit not, fair Iphicles, her misdeeds, but to revenge it, haste Theseus.
Yea, he shall know she is lascivious.
In this complaint I'll join with thee. Let us go.
Stay, here he comes.
Theseus, what a heavenly love hast thou! A love as chaste as is Apollo's tree, as modest as a Vestal virgin's eye, and yet as bright as glowworms in the night, with which the morning decks her lover's hair. Fair Pandora, blessed Statius.
Oh, foul Pandora, cursed Statius!
What meanst thou, if it please?
Is she fair, that is lascivious, or that swain blessed that she makes but a stale?
He means thy love, unhappy Stasius.
My love. No, shepherds, this is but a stale to make me hate Pandora whom I love. So whispered late the false Gynophilus, let it suffice that I believe you not.
Love is deaf, blind, and incredulous. I never hung about Pandora's neck. She never termed me fair, and thee black, swain.
She played not unto Melos in her bower, nor is his green bower strewed with primrose leaves.
I kissed her not, nor did she term me love, whilst Pandora is the love of Stasius.
Sirrah, bid your mistress come hither.
I shall, sir.
I never hung about Pandora's neck. She played not unto Melos in her bower. I kissed her not, nor did she term me love. These words argue Pandora to be light. She played the wanton with these amorous swains by all these streams that interlace these floods, which may be venom to her thirsty soul. I'll be revenge as never shepherd was. Now, foul Pandora, wicked Stasius.
Mistress, 'tis true, I heard them. Venture not.
Fenced with her tongue and guarded with her wit, thus goeth Pandora unto Stasius.
Detested falser, that to Stasius' eyes are more incestuous than the basilisk.
Gynophilus, Pandora is undone. Her love, her joy, her life hath lost his wits. Offer a kid in Asclepius' name, that he may cure him, lest I die outright.
I'll offer it to Asclepius, but he shall not have him, for when he comes to himself, I must answer it.
Go, I say.
Stay, I am well. 'Tis thou that makest me rave. Thou play'st the wanton with my fellow swains.
Oh, then die, Pandora. Art thou in thy wits, and call'st me wanton?
Oh, master, what have you done?
Divine Pandora, rise and pardon me.
I cannot but forgive thee, Stasius. But by this light, if...
Look how she winks.
Stay, my love, I know 'twas their device.
He that will win me must have Stasius' shape, such golden hair, such alabaster looks. Wilt thou know why I loved not Jupiter? Because he was unlike my Stasius.
Ever silly shepherd, thus abused. All three affirm Pandora held them dear.
It was to bring me in disgrace with thee, that they might have some hope I would be theirs. I cannot wake, but they importune me. How many amorous letters have they sent? What gifts, yet all in vain. To prove which true, I'll bear this lander with a patient mind. Speak them all fair, and ere the sun go down, I'll bring thee where they used to lie in wait, to rob me of my honour in the groves.
Do so, sweet wife, and they shall buy it dear. I cannot stay, my sheep must to the fold.
Go, Stasius, as simple as a sheep. And now, Pandora, summon all thy wits to be revenged upon these long-tongued swains. Gynophilus, bear Iphiclus this ring. Tell him I rave and languish for his love. Will him to meet me in this mead alone, and swear his fellows have deluded him. Bear this to Melos. Say that for his sake I stabbed myself, and hadst not thou been near, I had been dead, but yet I am alive. Call him for Melos, whom I only love. And to Learchus bear these passionate lines, which, if he be not flamed, will make him come.
I will, and you shall see how cunningly I'll use them. Stay here, and I'll send them to you one after another, and then use them as your wisdom shall think good.
That letter did I pen, doubt in the worse, and dipped the napkin in the lambskin blood. For Iphiclus, very compact of iron, my ring is adamant to draw him forth. Let women learn by me to be revenged. I'll make them bite their tongues and eat their words. Yea, swear unto my husband all is false, My wit is pliant and invention sharp to make these novices that injure me. Young Iphiclus must boast I favour him. Here I protest, as Helen to her love, oscula luctanti tant mundo, poca protenis assulit, ulterius nil, ahet ille mei. And what's a kiss? Too much for Iphiclus?
Melos is wily, and Learchus false. Here is Pandora's ring, and she is mine. It was a stratagem laid for my love. Oh, foolish Iphicles, what hast thou done? Must thou betray her unto Theseus?
Ah, here will I sit till I see Iphiclus, sighting my breath, out weeping my heart blood. Go, soul, fly into my life's love, a fairer subject than Elysium.
Can I hear this? Can I view her? Oh, no.
But I will view thee, my sweet Iphiclus. Thy looks are physic. Suffer me to gaze, that for thy sake am thus distempered.
Hail be my looks to witness my amiss.
And mine to show my love. Lovers are pale.
And so is Iphicles.
And so, Pandora, let me kiss my love, and add a better colour to his cheeks.
Oh, bury all thy anger in this kiss, and mate me not with uttering my offence.
Who can be angry with one whom she loves? Rather had I to have no thoughts at all than but one ill thought of my Iphiclus. Go unto Theseus, and deny their words, for he hath thrust me from his cabinet. For, as I have done, I will love thee still. Delay no time, haste, gentle Iphiclus, and meet me on Eunupius Sagitt's banks.
When shall I meet thee? Tell me, my bright love.
At midnight, Iphiclus. Till then, farewell.
Farewell, Pandora. Artustasius.
Thus will I serve them all. Now, Melos, come. I love thee too, as much as Iphiclus.
This is Pandora's blood. Haste, Melos, haste! In her presence lance thy flesh is deep. Wickedly, Arcus, subtle Iphicles, you have undone me by your reaching wit.
Ah, Ganophilus! Ah, where is Ganophilus? Give me the knife thou pullest from my breast. Melos is gone and left Pandora here. Oh, witness ye wounds, witness ye silver streams, that I am true to Melos, only true, and he betrayed me unto Theseus.
Forgive me, love. It was not I alone, it was Learchus and false Iphicles.
'Tis not Learchus, no, that Iphiclus that grieves me, but that Melos is unkind. Melos, for whom Pandora strained her voice, playing with every letter of his name. Melos, for whom Pandora made this wound. Melos, for whom Pandora now will die.
Divine Pandora, stay thy desperate hand. May summer's lightning burn our autumn crop, the thunder's teeth plow up our fairest groves, the scorching sunbeams dry up all our springs, and rough winds blast the beauty of our plains, if Melos love not thee more than his heart.
Oh, so Melos swears, but 'tis a lover's oath.
Once guilty and suspected evermore. I'll ne'er be guilty more, suspect me not.
Nor I suspected thee more, mistrust me not. Learchus never touched Pandora's lips, nor Iphiclus received a friendly word. Melos hath all my favours, and for all, do only this, and I'll be only thine. Go unto Theseus, and deny thy words, and as the sun goes down, I'll meet thee here.
I will, Pandora. And to cure thy wound, receive these virtuous herbs which I have found.
My pretty swain, worthy Pandora's love. But I have written to Learchus, aye, and I will keep my promise, though I die. Which is cousin him as he did me.
Learchus, my love, Learchus. Oh, the iteration of my name argues her affection. Was it my desert? Thine, alas, Pandora. It was my destiny to be credulous on these miscreants.
Look, she's writing to you again.
What? Is he come? Then shall my tongue declaim, yet am I bashful and afeard to speak.
Blush not, Pandora, who hath made most fault.
I, that solicited thee, which loves me not.
I that betrayed thee, which offended not.
Polyarchus, pardon me.
Oh, Pandora, pardon me.
All friends, and so they kissed.
I can but smile to think thou wast deceived. Learchus, thou must to my husband straight, and say that thou art sorry for thy words, and in the evening I'll meet thee again, under the same grove where we both sat last.
Will, Pandora, but look where he comes.
Then give me leave to dissemble. 'Tis not thy sorrow that can make amends. Were I a man, thou shouldst repent thy words.
Learchus, will you stand unto your words?
Stesius, pardon me, 'twas their deceit. I am sorry that I injured her.
And lay thy fault on thee, and thou on them. But take thee that.
Oh, Stesius, leave. You shall not fight for me. Go, Learchus. I am Stesius.
Art thou?
No, Learchus, she does but say so.
Out of my ground, Learchus, from my land, and from henceforward come not near my lawns. Pandora, come. Genophilus, away.
Learchus, meet me straight. The time draws nigh.
The time draws nigh. Oof. That time when now I go to meet Pandora at the grove.
When will the sun go down? Fly, Phoebus, fly! Ah, that thy steeds were winged with my swift thoughts. Now shouldst thou fall in Thetis' azure arms, and now would I fall in Pandora's lap.
Wherefore did Jupiter create the day, sweet as the night when every creature sleeps? Come, night, come, gentle night, for thee I stay.
Wherefore doth Iphicles desire the night?
Who's that? Melos? Thy words did make me afeard. I wish for midnight but to take the wolf which kills my sheep, for which I make a snare. Melos, farewell, I must go watch my flocks.
And I, my love. Here she will meet me straight. See where she comes, hiding her blushing eyes. My love, Pandora, for whose sake I live, hide not thy beauty, which is Melo's son. Here is none but us two. Lay aside thy veil.
And here is Stesius. Melos, you are deceived.
Pandora hath deceived me. I am undone.
So will not I, sir. I mean simply.
Come, hast thou all his jewels and his pearls?
Aye, all. But tell me, which way shall we go?
Unto the seaside and take shipping straight.
Well, I am revenged at last of my master. I pray God I may I pray God I may be thus even with all mine enemies, only to run away with their wives.
Genophilus, for thee I have done this.
Aye, and for yourself too. I'm sure you will not beg, by the way.
Oh, for thee I'll beg and die, Genophilus.
Aye, so I think. The world is so hard that if ye beg, you may be sure to be starved.
I pray thee be not so churlish.
Oh, this is but mirth. Do you not know? Comes facitus est tamquam vehiculus in via. A merry companion is as good as a wagon. For you shall be sure to ride though ye go afoot.
Genophilus, setting this mirth aside, dost thou not love me more than all the world?
Be you as steadfast to me as I'll be to you, and we too will go to the world's end. And yet we cannot, for the world is round, and seeing 'tis round, let's dance in the circle. Come, turn about.
When I forsake thee, the heaven itself shall fall.
No, God forbid. Then perhaps we should have larks.
This is Enipius' bank. Here should she be.
What? Is it midnight? Time hath been my friend. Come, sweet Pandora, all is safe and whist. Whither flies my love?
Follow me. Here comes Stesius.
She hath betrayed me. Whither shall I fly?
Either to the river or else to thy grave.
The evening's past, yea, midnight is at hand. And yet Pandora comes not at the grove.
But Statius is her deputy. He comes, and with his sheep hook greets Learchus thus.
Pardon me, Statius. 'Twas Pandora's wiles that have betrayed me. Trust her not. She is false.
Why dost thou tell me the contrary? Take that. She is honest, but thou wouldst seduce her. Away from my grove, out of my land. Did not I not give thee warning?
Now other planets' influence is done. To Cynthia, lowest of the erring stars, is beauteous Pandora given in charge. And as I am, so shall Pandora be. Newfangled, fickle, slothful, foolish, mad, in spite of nature that envies us all.
Come, come, Pandora. We must make more haste, or Statius will overtake us both.
Oh, I can not go no faster. I must rest.
We're almost at the seaside. I pray thee, rise.
Oh, I am faint and weary. Let me sleep.
Pandora, if thou love me, let us go.
Why dost thou waken me? I'll remember this.
No. Oh, sorry. What, are you angry with me?
No, with myself for loving such a swain. What fury made me dote upon these looks? Like winter picture are his withered cheeks, his hair as raven's plumes. Oh, touch me not. His hands are like the fins of some foul fish. Look how he mows, like to an aged ape. Over the chain, Jack, or I'll make thee leap.
What a sudden change is here.
Oh, now he swears by his 10 bones. Down, I say.
Did I not tell you I should have larks?
Where is the larks? Come, we'll go catch some straight. No, let us go a-fishing with a net. With a net? No, an angle is enough. An angle, a net. No, none of both. I'll wade into the water. Water is fair. And stroke the fishes straight underneath with gills. But first I'll go a-hunting in the wood. Oh, I like not hunting. Let me have a hawk. What wilt thou say? And if love thee still?
Anything, what you will.
But shall I have a gown of oaken leaves, a chaplet of red berries, and a fan made of the morning dew to cool my face? How often will you kiss me in an hour? And where shall we sit till the sun be down? Oh, for nocte latentemente.
What then?
I will not kiss thee till the sun be down. Thou art deformed. Oh, the night will cover thee. We women must be modest in the day. Oh, tempt me not until the evening comes.
Lucretia tota sit licidusque die, Thaida node volo. Hate me a days, and love me in the night.
Thou me Thais. Go, and love not me. I am not Thais. I'll be Lucretia, I. Give me a knife for my chastity. I'll die to be canonized a saint.
But you will love me when the sun is down.
No, but I will not.
Did you not promise me?
Not I. Oh, I saw thee not till now.
Do you see me now?
I and loathe thee.
Oh, belike I was a spirit all this while.
Spirit, whither may I fly?
I see Pandora and Genophilus.
And I see Theseus. Welcome, Theseus.
Genophilus, thou hast inveigled her and robbed me of my treasure and my wife. I'll strip thee to the skin for this offense, and put thee in a wood to be devoured of empty tigers and of hungry wolves. Nor shall thy sad looks move me on to a ruith.
Pardon me, master, she is lunatic, foolish and frantic, and I followed her only to save the goods and bring her back. Why, think you I would run away with her?
He needs not, for I'll run away with him. And yet I will go home with Theseus. So I shall have a white lamb coloured black, 2 little sparrows, and a spotted fawn.
I fear it is too true that he reports.
Nay, stay a while and you shall see her dance.
No, I will not dance, but I will sing. Caesar's hath a white hand, but his nails are black. His fingers are long and small. Shall I make them crack? 1, 2, and 3. I love him, he loves me not. Beware of the sheep hook. I'll tell you one thing. If you ask me why I sing, I say, you may go look.
Pandora, speak. Lovest thou Ganophilus?
Aye, if he be a fish, for fish are fine. Sweet Theseus, hand me to a witting mop.
Now I perceive that she is lunatic. What may I do to bring her to her wits?
Speak, gentle master, and entreat her fair.
Pandora, my love, Pandora.
I'll not be fair. Why call you me your love? Love is a little boy, so am I not I?
I will lure her with fair promises, and when I have her in my leafy bower, pray to our water nymphs and sylvan gods to cure her of this piteous lunacy.
Oh, give me a running stream in both my hands, a blue kingfisher, a pebble stone, and I'll catch butterflies upon the sand, and thou, Gnophilus, shalt chop their wings.
I'll give these streams whose pebbles shall be pearl, lovebirds whose feathers shall be beaten gold, musk flies with amber berries in their mouths, milk-white squirrels singing popinjays, a boat of deerskins and a floating isle, a sugarcane and a line of twisted silk.
Where be all these?
I have them in my bower. Come, follow me.
Streams with pearls, birds with golden feathers, musk flies, and amber berries, white squirrels, and singing popinjays, a boat of deerskins? Come, I'll go.
I was near in love with her till now. Oh, absolute Pandora, because foolish, for folly is women's perfection. To talk idly, to look wildly, to laugh at every breach and play with a feather, is that would make a stoic in love. Yea, thou thyself, O Marke, fili annum jam audientem cratipum idquea penis. Gravity in a woman is like to a grey beard upon a breeching boy's chin, which a good schoolmaster would cause to be clipped, the wise husband to be avoided.
Ganophilus, where is thy mistress?
A catching a blue kingfisher.
Tell us, where is she?
A gathering little pebbles.
What, dost thou mock us?
No, but if she were here, she would make Mose the proudest of you.
What meanst thou by this?
I mean, my mistress is become foolish.
A just reward for one so false as she.
Such hap betide those that intend us ill?
Never were simple shepherds so abused.
Ganophilus, thou hast betrayed us all. Thou broughtest this ring from her, which made me come.
And thou this bloody napkin unto me.
And thou this flattering letter unto me.
Why, I brought you the ring, thinking you and she should be married together. And being hurt, as she told me, I had thought she'd sent to you for you as a surgeon.
And why broughtest thou me this letter?
Only to certify you that she was in health, as I was at the bringing hereof. And thus, being loath to trouble you, I commit you to God. Yours is his own Ganophilus.
Wicked youngling flouteth us. Let him go.
Immortal Pan, where'er this lad remains, revenge the wrong that he hath done thy swains.
Oh, that a creature so divine as she, whose beauty might enforce the heavens to blush and make fair nature angry at the heart, that she hath made her to obscure herself, should be so fickle and so full of slights, and feigning love to all, love none at all.
Had she been constant unto Iphicles, I would have clad her in a sweet Flora's robes, have set Diana's garland on her head, made her sole mistress of my wanton flock, and sing in honour of her deity. Where now, with tears, I curse Pandora's name.
The springs that smiled to see Pandora's face, and leapt above the banks to touch her lips. The proud plains dancing with Pandora's weight, the jocund trees that veiled when she came near, and in the murmur of their whispering leaves did seem to say, Pandora is our queen. Witness how fair and beautiful she was. But now, alone, how false and treacherous.
Here I abjure Pandora, and protest to live forever in a single life.
A like vow makes Learchus too great Pan.
And Iphicles, though sore against his will.
In witness of my vow, I rend these lines. And thus be my love dispersed into the air.
Here lie the bloody napkin which she sent, and with it my affection and my love.
Break Pandora's ring, and with it break Pandora's love, that almost burst my heart.
Ah, whither runs my love, Pandora? Stay, gentle Pandora, stay, run not so fast.
Will I not stamp upon the ground? I will. Who saith Pandora shall not rend her hair? Where is the grove? They ask me how I did. Give me an angle, for the fish will bite.
Look how Pandora raves now. She is stark mad.
For you she raves, that meant to ravish her. Help to recover her, or else ye die.
Oh, make she with raving die. Do what thou darest.
She overreached us with deceitful guile, and Pan, to whom we prayed, hath wrought revenge.
I'll have the ocean put into a glass and drink into the health of Theseus. My head is full of hemlocks, Nicholas, so shake them off. Now let me see thy hand. Look, what a blazing stars in this line, and in the other 22 suns.
Come, Pandora, sleep within my arms.
Thine arms are firebrands. Where is Ganophilus? Go kiss the echo and bid love untruss. Go fetch the black goat with the brazen heel, and tell the bell whether I hear him not that you should not come unto me this night. Not at all.
She is asleep. Master, shall I wake her?
Enough, Ganophilus, let her sleep, and let us pray that she may be recured.
Yes, how piteous her that loves thee not.
The words we told thee, Theseus, were too true.
Never did Iphicles dissemble yet. Believe me, Stasius, she hath been untrue.
Will you slay me with your slanderous words? Did you not all swear for her chastity?
It was her subtle wit that made us swear. For Theseus, no, she showed love to us all, and severally sent for us by this swain, and unto me he brought such honey lines as overcome. I flew unto her bower, who, when I came, swore she loved me alone, willing me to deny the words I spoke, and she at night would meet me in the grove, thus meaning simply, lo, I was betrayed.
Ganophilus brought me a bloody cloth, saying for my love she was almost slain, and when I came she used me as this swain, protesting love and pointing me this place.
And by this bearer I received a ring and many a loving word that drew me forth. Oh, that a woman should dissemble so! She then forswore Learchus and this swain, saying that Iphicles was only hers, whereat I promised to deny my words, and she to meet me at Enepia's banks.
Wert thou the messenger unto them all?
I was. And all that they have said is true. She loved not you nor them, but me alone. How oft hath she run up and down the lawns, calling aloud, where is Ganophilus?
Oh, my heart swells at these miscreants' words.
Come, let us leave him in this pensive mood.
Fret, Stasius, fret, while we dance on the plain.
Such fortune hath been to incredulous swains.
Sweet is a single life. Stasius, farewell.
Oh, life, fly soul, go, wretched Stasius. Curse me, Utopia, for Pandora's sake. Let wild boars with their tusks plow up my lawns, devouring wolves come shake my tender lambs, drive up my goats unto some sleepy rock, and let them fall down headlong in the sea. She shall not live, nor thou, Ganophilus, to triumph in poor Stasius' overthrow.
Stay, shepherd, stay.
Dora, lovely Stasius.
What means my love to look so pale and wan?
For thee, base trumpet, am I pale and wan.
Speak mildly, or I'll make thee, crabbed swain.
Pick her again and love her, Stasius.
Not for Utopia, no, not for the world.
Ah, canst thou frown on her that looks so sweet?
Have I offended thee? I'll make amends.
And what canst thou demand more at her hand?
To slay herself, that I may live alone.
Flint-hearted shepherd, thou deservest her not.
If thou be Jove, convey her from the earth, and punish this Gynophilus, her man.
Oh, Jove, let this be my punishment, to live still with Pandora.
Envious planets, you have done your worst, yet in despite of you Pandora lives. And seeing the shepherds have abjured her love, she shall be placed in one of your 7 orbs. But thou, that hast not served her as I willed, vanish into a hawthorn as thou standst, ne'er shalt thou wait upon Pandora more.
O nature, place Pandora in my sphere, for I am old, and she will make me young.
With me, and I will leave the Queen of Heaven.
With me and Venus shall no more be mine.
With me, and I'll forget fair Daphne's love.
With me, and I'll turn Cupid out of doors.
With me, and I'll forsake Aglauria's love.
No, fair Pandora, stay with Cynthia, and I will love thee more than all the rest. Rule thou my star, while I stay in the woods, or keep with Pluto in the infernal shades.
Go where thou wilt, so I'll be rid of thee.
Speak, my Pandora, where wilt thou be?
Not with old Saturn, for he looks like death, nor yet with Jupiter, lest Juno storm, nor with thee, Mars, for Venus is thy love, nor with thee, Sol, thou hast 2 paramours, the sea-born Thetis and the ruddy morn, nor with thee, Venus, lest I be in love with blindfold Cupid or young Joculus, nor with thee, Hermes, thou art full of light, and when I need thee, Jove will send thee forth. Say, Cynthia, shall Pandora rule thy star, and wilt thou play Diana in the woods, or Hecate in Pluto's regiment?
Aye, Pandora.
Fair nature, let thy handmaid dwell with her, for no... let thy handmaid dwell with her, for no, the change is my felicity, and fickleness Pandora's proper form. Thou madest me sullen first, and thou Jove proud, thou bloody-minded, and he a Puritan. Thou, Venus, madest me love all that I saw, and Hermes to deceive all that I love. But Cynthia made me idle, mutable, forgetful, foolish, fickle, frantic, mad. These be the humours that content me best, and therefore will I stay with Cynthia.
And, Stesius, since thou sett'st so light on her, be thou her slave, and follow her in the moon.
I'll rather die than bear her company.
Nature will have it so. Attend on her.
I'll have thee be her vassal. Murmur not.
Then to revenge me of Gynophilus, I'll rend this hawthorn with my furious hands and bear this bush. If e'er she look but back, I'll scratch her face that were so false to me.
And now rule, Pandora, in fair Cynthia's stead, and make the moon inconstant like thyself. Reign thou at women's nuptials and their birth. Let them be mutable in all their loves, fantastical, childish, and foolish in their desires, demanding toys, and stark mad when they cannot have their will. Nay, follow me, ye wandering lights of heaven, and grieve not that she is placed with you. All you shall glance at her in your aspects, and in conjunction dwell with her in space.
Oh, that they had my room.
I charge thee follow her, but hurt her not.
And they all lived moderately unhappily ever after. What is it about Lyly and deliberately unsatisfying endings in different ways? I'm always fascinated by the way he wraps up stories and like, is everyone going to be happy? No, a whole series of people are going to be quite miserable or just a bit awkward or beyond, shall we say, the wider themes of the text. Just in the way the text is dealing with characters, just going, no, you're going to turn you into a bush. There you go. Bye. And then this other guy's going to tear you in pieces first, and then the other people. So yeah, nobody's really happy at the end of this story. And as I say, before we get into the wider context of what the story is doing, so yeah, thoughts on it. It's a very choppy piece. I don't think we necessarily quite gave it the run that a bit of work on it would give it. So if it didn't quite flow, I'm sure another day we will get more behind it. But yeah, it's doing a lot of things, but it's very short, which is nice. I mean, we have finished nicely on time. Lynn.
Yeah, it's a good thing I was muted most of the time because I laughed out loud. I'm sorry. It's just everyone is so 14, it's just like, yeah, everyone ends unhappily in the end, but I kind of don't, it doesn't bother me. The stakes don't seem that high, really. And just like, everyone's just so emotional. It's just drama, drama, drama. I know. I kept laughing.
Yeah, Simon.
Yeah, I totally agree with Lynn. There was what was the fish line that Valentina had that really made me laugh? Something like a touch is like a fish. Anyway, I thought that was brilliant. But yeah, what I really liked about it is that unlike those of us still fresh in the memory of Samuel Arden, the verse didn't seem for verse sake. It actually furthered our understanding of the piece rather than it just be a display of genius. It was beautifully written, but still fun with no kind of flabbiness, I felt.
And it's really interesting because this is the only play by Lyly that we have that is ostensibly in verse. I mean, he's always writing in prose, but his prose has a sort of poetic flow to it, and that's where we get into the debates about the dimensions of verse. But yeah, he's doing something really interesting with what the language they're using and playing around with that in interesting ways, in ways that other people aren't quite doing, which is there. Alan.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing is that didn't come over with us reading it today is that I think there's quite a lot of double entendres that tends to be with boys' company plays anyway. And I suspect there are some lines which could have been backed up with a gesture, which would have got more out of the audience.
We also have a reasonable chunket of Latin, which is doing quite genuinely elitist things there. You really need to. The scene doesn't really explain what some of that Latin is doing, so it's tricky to. Yeah. It's not like they say something Latin and they explain it really clearly. They sort of expect you to know what they're saying in a way that you don't necessarily get elsewhere. So that is a textual question about what to do with that to make that land. Lynn.
So yeah, it is interesting that this is the only Lyly that's in verse because the verse is. It's not like he couldn't do it. It's good. So that's a really interesting thing about it. Another really interesting thing about it is that Pandora is such a bravura part. And that's unusual in boys' company plays. They're more sort of ensemble pieces usually. So like the weight of that part on basically a child actor, that's just a really interesting feature of this. I don't know what to make of that, but that's just something to notice.
Yeah, we've got a sort of core company of about 6 who are who are running on and off stage, left, right, and centre. I mean, they get little breaks apart from Pandora, who does get the odd break, but not desperately lengthy ones. And then everybody else is a bit part. I mean, this is quite frustrating for me because I'm trying to find a way of doing this without a massive cast, and it's quite difficult because we've got all these gods at the beginning, and I can whittle a few of those gods out, but they are quite important because they introduce the glitches in the programming for this this android that they've built, and that's definitely how I've said this before. I see this as Metropolis, and that's what they're doing. They're all computer programmers, and they're building, and they're all arguing about whose source code is better than the others. So that's my take on it. That's how I'd stage it. And I think the other thing we're missing here is the aesthetic. These are very much plays where there is a stage that looks quite nice, and they have the potential to make it look very visual, and that is another element. And explain which god is at certain points as well, because they'll have emblematic costumes on some level. Helen.
Yeah, there seems to be quite a lot of going up and going down with the gods.
Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking about that. Yes, the creaky winch, but which of course would be a spectacular effect.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is that I mean, there might be more songs in this than we've got as well. There's already a little bit of music in there. There is room for more. There's room for visuals. It's not a long play, but that's perhaps because it needs to give a little bit more room for. But Lyly's plays don't tend to be desperately long. Actually, they tend to be of this sort of dimension. Though I have to say, for a modern production, I would be thinking about cuts and some of them editorial rather than dramatic, and making these questions about what we do with a text like this. I will go to Mark next.
It feels like the intent may be that, like, when each act, when a planet is like, and now I shall rule this act, like perhaps that. I can picture maybe that planet kind of being on stage that whole act. It definitely makes the doubling more challenging, though, if you were to do that in like a current production.
Yeah, I'm feeling masks for the gods. I think they've got to be masked, and there's got to be some, doubling of roles going on there. Otherwise, we just don't stand a chance. Because, I don't want disembodied voices. I don't want projection screens. You could go that far, but I think embodiment is quite important. Other thoughts? Valentina, Pandora.
No, just to say that, like, we're all like thinking how to reduce the cast, but this is actually like a great drama school play.
Yeah.
When you have to have a bit and also because you can split Pandora and you know exactly where to split her. In terms of roles,
and that is actually that's where it has a modern production history is basically in that sort of context is that's where people have pulled it together, because they've got lots of bodies, and hey, the one who can't act very much gets given 6 lines or whatever, and they stand there looking lovely in their costume, and then they shuffle off and are never seen again, because Mercury said a lot. It's a vast Mars. Just stand there and look fierce. Excellent.
Yeah.
Next, Helen.
You've also got the problem of the bush, the hawthorn bush.
What is it about Lyly and trees?
Well, no, Lyly had a tree, but for some reason this time he hasn't used his tree. I mean, he had a practical tree with a door in it that people could go into. And so he introduced it into as many plays as he possibly could.
I think it's only possibly 2, but you're right. There is definitely a reusing of trees. But maybe he had to downsize, and they said, no, all we can do you is a bush this time, mate.
Yeah, but somehow the character has to transform into a bush, and then the bush has to be plucked up and carried off.
Well, I think either he just exits with a scream, and that's
exits
fine.
with a bush.
Yeah, I could see ways. I mean, Keith, you were being transmogrified into a bush. How do you feel about being a small shrubbery?
I think it was probably done, or it could be done with a spring trap producing the bush, which is then there's a very similar illusion that some stage magicians do now. They throw something in front of somebody, and it's picked up with that person and dragged away, and they appear to have vanished. I think that's probably the way that arm works. It's a very odd construction. It would be very difficult to do without a physical staging, I think.
Yeah, it is asking. It's full of business. It's full of, or certainly with music. I mean, I think music is vital to it as well. The gods get fanfares. That's and that sort of logic. And when they're doing whatever they're doing. They need magical effects and sounds because, you know, Pandora's constant shifts every act, you know, needs to be signified in some fashion as well, and I think that needs to be with sound and with lights, and it really is a production. It needs to be a production. It needs to be a production that's all out. You can't sort of do it by halves, I think.
Oh, yeah, well, absolutely. I think it becomes impossible to understand, to tell the shepherds apart unless they are very, very distinctly characterized. There's almost sort of archetypal stuff to be done.
Yeah, very clear costuming, very clear different hairstyles, different, you know, all of those things, just to make sure we're absolutely clear which is which and when. Valentina, then Lynn.
And I was like, this said, I mean, I think quite easy to do on Zoom, proper on Zoom, because it just, because all the magic stuff, it's quite easy to resolve on a screen.
And Helen has already shown us the way with the planets. Is, you know, a little bit of costuming and a green screened a literal visualization behind. I mean, that's it's sort of already there. Helen is very disappointed with us for failing to bring other planets on our screens.
No, this is totally untrue. I am resigned after all my many years of trying to the fact that my ideas are not always picked up and run with, but I must say the sun looks magnificent.
Yeah, it's very warming. It's very, you know, it's I feel positively
and not at all Teletubbies.
No, not at all. Lynn.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when you talk about the shepherds, you got a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead, you know.
Yeah, clear signification so that we know who's who. Any other final thoughts before I close this session? We only have 2 more lilies to do for a second look. The longer one and the more problematic one. So it's like there's a reason why I've got 2 left. Never quite have enough people in the room and a bit too long. So yeah, we will come back to those and we'll come back to this in a different format at some point in the future. Otherwise, all that remains is to thank all the wonderful readers for all their wonderful reading. Thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye. Milk white squirrel.